Howdy Doody! Welcome to JRC Basketball. I'm your host, Jared Central, and today we're going over the playoff predictions. We just did the regular season predictions. If you haven't seen that video, I will try to remember to put a card, but it's right here. So go ahead and watch that before this. If you don't care about the regular season, stick here. Watch the playoffs. Here we go. So the play-in, I think, is a thing again. So we're going to go over the 9 and 10 seeds as well and see who will fight for the 7 and 8 seeds. We'll start there. Start in the West. Based on the video from last week, the 9 and 10 seeds are the Kings versus the Timberwolves. Kings in the 9th seed, respectively. I think the Kings are going to win this one, okay? So let's actually go here. Let's show that the purple, okay? We got to respect the purple. Not really purpley. Let's see. We got another purple, so let's see if this one's better. What is going on? Hey! Having a hard time here. There we go. That's a little better. How about this one? What is going on with the lighting, bro? Hold up. Let me try to figure this shit out. Okay, like that. I don't know why it's so bright over there. You see that? It's bright in that corner. All right. Well, anyway, the Kings are going to take this play-in, and they're going to have to face the loser of the 7 and 8, which is the Trailblazers versus the Nuggets. So Trailblazers versus the Nuggets. Okay, there's the blue. See how the purple and blue looks so similar right now? It's weird. So yeah, Kings will face the Trailblazers. I think the Trailblazers are going to take this game against the Nuggets. It just depends on whether or not Jamal Murray is there. That's literally it. You know, that's all I got. So I think that's important for them. If Murray's there, it might be a different, show. But yeah, I think it's going to be Trailblazers and the Kings. Okay. So yeah. Actually, I'm sorry. So the Nuggets lose. They go and face the Kings in the play-in. So it'll be the Nuggets and Kings. And I do think, so we have Kings versus Nuggets. Oh, you can kind of tell the difference a little bit. But I think the Kings are going to take this one. All right. Kings will take the one, a little bit of an upset against the Nuggets. The Nuggets just don't have anything going for them, man. I don't know what to tell you. So Kings will move on with the Trailblazers. Trailblazers 7th seed. And the Kings, the 8th seed. So let's go to the East for a little bit for the play-in. 9 versus 10. Wizards versus the Hornets. So Wizards and the Hornets. I think the Hornets are going to upset. Take the Wizards right out. And go on to face the 7 versus 8, which is the Hawks versus the Knicks. I keep forgetting to do this. Hawks versus Knicks. Boom. In this game, I think the Knicks are going to win. Knicks are going to beat the Hawks. Hawks don't have enough. Even though they're going to win a lot of regular season games, they're not going to be good enough for a playoff round like what they did last year. I just don't think it's going to happen. So Knicks will take this one. They will be the 7th seed for the playoffs. The Hornets will face the Hawks. So we have the Hornets, Hawks. I think the Hawks are going to take this one for their 7th seed, get it back. I think they'll turn into an 8th seed because they lost. So it might be Knicks 7, Hawks 8 because of this. I don't know. That's interesting. Well, I don't even know if that's a thing or not. We'll see. Either way, we have our playoffs situated. So let's go back to the West and let's do the 1 versus 8. We have your Lakers at number 1 versus your Kings. Nice colors. That's kind of green. Let's do more. That's better. That one and that one? Yeah. Okay. Lakers and Kings. That's very bright. Why the fuck is that so bright? Okay. I think it's going to be the Lakers all the way. That's an easy one. Maybe more yellow right here. Hold up. They're both very similar. I'm going to do this one. Well, no, I look green. There we go. Yellow. Lakers take first round right there. Next, you have the Suns versus the Trailblazers. And I think the Suns are going to take this one. The next one is going to be the Warriors and the Clippers. Okay. I think the Clippers could take this one only if Kawhi Leonard shows back up. Okay. If he's back with Kawhi Leonard, they'll take down the Warriors, even though they have Klay Thompson. So, yeah, that's my bold prediction there. A little bit of bias, but I think they can take them down. So Clippers will take the first round against the Warriors. Jazz versus Mavericks, 4 versus 5. I think it's going to be hold up. I guess Jazz are blue, so I'll stick with the blue here. Maybe a little darker blue. Hold up. Did that even do anything? It's supposed to. The screen's not showing it, but the Jazz will take this one. Now we're going back to the East. The Nets versus the Knicks, the 1 versus 8. I think it's going to be the Nets all the way. That's an easy one for them. It's going to be the Battle of New York, which is cool, but not good enough for the Knicks. I think I put the Knicks back at 8, so we'll see what happens, right? We have the Heat versus the Hawks. I'm going to go with the Heat. This is whoa, did you see that? It turned gray. Interesting. But we have the Heat beating the Hawks. Easy one for them. Next one, we have the Bucks versus the Celtics. Both green teams, but you got to go with the Bucks. They were the NBA Finals champions after all, and they will kick ass against the Celtics team. The Celtics are not matched up well with this team, so that's why I have the Bucks winning that. Next one's Bulls versus 76ers, 4 versus 5. This one might be very good, only if Ben Simmons stays. If he doesn't, which I think he won't, later on in the year, the 76ers are going to keep their record where it's at, but the Bulls are going to take it. They're going to move on to the second round. So now you have Lakers versus Jazz in the West for the second round, and I think that is going to be all Lakers show. They're going to go to the conference finals. Then you have the Suns versus the Clippers. It's going to be a rematch. If Kawhi's back, I think the Clippers will actually take this one against the Suns. Finally, look at their revenge and go to the conference final. Again, back-to-back years. So for the East, I have the Nets and Bulls for that second round one, the 1 versus 4. And I think the Nets are going to take that one pretty easily, only because the Bulls have no experience in the playoffs for a long time at least. So, yeah, we're going to go Nets. The next one is going to be the Heat versus the Bucks, and I think it's going to be the Heat. Even though they are the second seed over the Bucks, it's kind of an upset matchup, and I think the Heat can pull it off with their new Big Three. I'm going to call it a Big Three because they're going to have some crazy stats together, okay? So, if you don't know who it is, all right, it's Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler, okay, and Victor Oladipo. All three of those guys are going to beat this Bucks team. So that is your second round. Conference finals, going back to the West. You have the Lakers versus the Clippers, the Battle of LA. Finally, we have it in the playoffs for the first time in a long time, if it ever happened before. I don't even know. But, because I haven't watched basketball that much. I've only watched it for about 5 years now. So it's never happened when I was around. So we faced the Warriors one time. We faced the Suns last year. We faced the Mavericks a lot. Cool stuff. But I think it's going to be the Lakers. The Lakers are just way too good. The Big Three, maybe even a Big Four, beating the Clippers by a landslide. They're going to kick their ass because the Clippers don't have any big guys besides Zubac, and that's going to bite them in the ass. Next one, Nets versus the Heat. I think it's going to be the Nets' time to shine. I'm very basic bitch right now. Nets versus Lakers, I know, but I think it's going to happen. It's pretty obvious in my book. Just on paper, how things are going. I need to watch some regular season basketball in order to change my mind. But I think it's going to be the Lakers and Nets. And in 7 games, 7 games. Whoa, that's so exciting. I think it's going to be the Lakers. Lakers are going to take it only because of their Big Four. That's it. They have so many good playmakers in their team. They're going to beat out the Nets. Lakers in 7 for this year in the NBA Finals. I'm a Clippers fan. I'm going to fucking be so mad if the Dodgers and the Lakers win respectively for their championships. So hopefully it doesn't happen. For football, I'm a Giants fan, so if the Cowboys win, that'll be bad. So if it's Cowboys, Lakers, and Dodgers this year, oh boy, watch me fucking go off. So Dodgers will be first, so let's see if they cannot do it. They have to face the Braves, and after that, if they make it, it'll be the Astros or Red Sox. The Cowboys have a long way to go, but they're going to be in the Super Bowl potentially before the Lakers potentially make it to the finals, just based on schedules. January, February versus June. So we'll see. I mean, they're 4-1 right now. They're tearing the East up. Played very good against the Buccaneers. So if you get a conference championship, Buccaneers-Cowboys, you might see the Cowboys win that and make it to the Super Bowl. So against the Chargers or Bills, in my opinion. But that'll be nuts. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Cowboys are going to freak me out. So I don't want to see that. So yeah, either way, we're going on to football and basketball and baseball, but it's a basketball channel. So that's what we're talking about. Thanks for 10 minutes of just pure boredom, going over some random playoff shit that's probably not going to happen ever. This is more of like a hot take template. Take whatever you want from it. If you even paid attention, so be it. I think the regular season's a little bit more fun to go over for predictions rather than the playoff predictions, because anything can happen. Injuries happen, underperformances, guys blowing up, So, yeah, Lakers in 7. You guys take care and be great.